Hey guys, it's Jen from worldofjencraft.com, and this is our project for today. It features a stamp set from the company Not Too Shabby, which I am a design team member for. I am so excited about this opportunity. So I did use some dies from Avery, Elle, and my favorite things along with the stamp set. The cow is just so stinking sweet, and I did just some basic Copic coloring using my W8. I did not do any shading with this. I just colored in that solid. It's almost black, but not quite. And this is a warm black gray, if you will. And I just went ahead and colored everything in. Like I said, no fancy shading, but just when I wanted to get a nice coverage in there. And this cow may not be your traditionally colored cow, but you know, it works. I thought she turned out pretty darn sweet. So I brought in W0, W2, and W4. And I did do some basic shading on this, starting with my darkest. I actually started with my lightest by coloring that in first, and then went in with my W4, W2, and then back in with the W0. I am in the process of taking some classes, some online classes. One of them, well, the only one right now is through Sandy Allnock. So if you have not seen her Copic coloring videos, you might want to check them out. I did purchase, I think it was a basic Copic coloring class. I can't remember the exact name of it, but for the amount that I have spent in my Copic markers so far, the fee for her class is minimal if it helps me use my Copics in the way they're supposed to be used. So these are basic, just, you know, starting with the darkest, going in with the lightest. And I thought it turned out pretty decent. So I thought, well, I might as well go ahead and feature this card as long as I was happy with it. The next colors I brought in are the earth tones, and I did an E00, E11, and E33. And I did notice as I was watching my video over again, some of my thumb is covering up, so I hope you kind of get the basic idea of how I colored in these images. Still kind of trying to get this all figured out. One of these days, you know, I'll have it all right. So, and then I just went back because I forgot to color in the tail, so I'm just finishing up some touches on there. And I will finish off with a B00 for her eyeball. You can't really see it, but so bringing out my big shot, I used this fence die, and this is from Avery, Elle, and it is the Picket fence dies, and this includes a little grassy border, the fence, some clouds, a few flowers, butterfly, and then just some like hillside borders and some clouds. I really think this is a great versatile die set to have in my collection. And so the color that I used, well, I used obviously white for my Picket fence, and these are Stampin' Up! Colors. This is a Granny Apple Green, so it's one of their new colors. And I used a Kraft cardstock for my card base, and it's a square card. I haven't made one of these in a while. It's a 4 1/4 by 8 1/2 is your card base, and then ends up being a 4 1/4 by 4 1/4. So I just put glue down at the very bottom of that because I am going to tuck in my fence to the top, so I didn't want to have glue there. And I just kind of put my Tombow liquid adhesive just in those little areas of the fence where it wouldn't hopefully glob out all over the place. And just trying to get that so it was just the very bottom of that fence, so I had more fence sticking up above the grass. What am I doing here? Oh, so now So now I'm going to just run a very fine line of adhesive all the way around the outer edge of my piece there, and using the stitched square frames from My Favorite Things. That is what I used with a basic black cardstock. And the background, that blue sky, is called Balmy Blue. It's another new one from Stampin' Up. Trying to get some of my cardstock used up that I had collected over the past year and a half. So I'm just tucking my little cloud in over on the right-hand side, and then I'm going to use the bigger cloud and just tuck that in over on the other side, kind of up in the corner a little bit. Then I am bringing in my sentiment, the thank you very much. I thought that was kind of cute. So that's just getting stamped out in Memento Tuxedo Black to match the what I stamped out my image on. And I'm going to go ahead and run some foam tape on the back to give it a little bit of dimension. And one thing that I had forgot to mention is I already had my image stamped out, and I did buy some special Copic coloring paper, and it is called, see if I can find it, it's called Express It. And I just ordered mine off of Amazon, and I do find that it does help with shading and blending. It is made specifically for Copic coloring. And the little butterflies, aren't they just the sweetest little things? So they're so tiny. So what I did is I just bent it in half using my fingernail, and just putting glue on the very edge of that. That way my little wings have a little bit of lift to them, so it looks like they're fluttering in the sky there. I'm doing the same there. Just going to go ahead and put my adhesive on and stick that down. And it did help for me to put my tweezers in the center just to kind of make sure that it gets stuck down onto the paper. Then there are no dies for this set, darn it, and I have not broken down yet to get the Brother Scan and Cut, so good old scissors it is. I just went ahead and cut around it, leaving just a little bit of a white line or white area, whatever you guys want to call it. I'm not quite sure, but this was a fairly simple image to cut out, so I didn't mind it so much. There wasn't a ton of detail that I really had to go around. If it has a lot of detail, I'm not too keen on cutting it, to be honest with you. It takes a little bit too much time, so, but she was pretty easy to cut out. So I'm just adding some foam squares to her to give her a little bit of dimension, and we are just about done with this card. I am, of course, going to add some clear Wink of Stella to my clouds to give them a little bit of shimmer, and I will do the same with my butterflies as well. You know, no card of mine is complete unless I have that brush of shimmer on there. So if you guys would like, you can find details, a supply list in the description of my video, as well as heading over to worldofgencraft.com, and I will have the details and a little bit more of a description over there too if you wish to hit my website. So the Not Too Shabby site, if you use the code, I have it at the beginning of this video and at the end of this video. If you find something in her shop that you would like, you get a 10% discount if you use the code. So thanks, guys, and I will talk to you later. I hope you guys have a wonderful day. Bye.